Symbaloo, what is it? Why do we use it? What's the purpose? So here is an excellent tool, especially if you're in the K1-2 range. This is really helpful for you. So Symbaloo is essentially a way for your students to go to websites that you have already found for them, and a way for your students to only focus on websites that you want them to work with. When you get to Symbaloo, you are going to have a kind of a different looking screen because I have a ton of different Symbaloos going. And these are tabs of former Symbaloos that I have either made or adopted over time. So I have one all about US presidents. I have one that I have borrowed, so that's why there's a lock on it. And this is called the Hour of Code one. A poetry one, focusing on poetry. I even have one for my son during the summertime when I want him to do some summer stuff. And what this is I can have students or my son go to these different websites. So for Riley, if I need him to go to Khan Academy, it's already there. I don't need him to say, like, what's the URL? Where's the address? If I want him to look up something on Wonderopolis, it's right there. It just keeps shooting him out. And what you notice is each time that you click on one of these little links, it opens up a new tab. So it doesn't confuse your other tabs ever. It's really nice. So you can see that there are words here, there's images, and each time that I move the mouse, it changes over to the hand to let you know that there's a link that's alive that you can click on. Some other great reasons to use Symbaloo is you can embed it into your own personal websites. So for instance, if you go to my website and I have just a link called fun. So when there's maybe indoor recess, kids can just go to this Symbaloo and it automatically takes them to other websites. They don't have to have 400 tabs open. They don't have to accidentally go to some other websites that could be questionable, or just it allows me a little bit more control for the way that the internet works. So I can embed it into my website. I can also embed it into Schoology. I'd have to really think about poetry. So what I can do is I'll go to one of my old poetry assignments. I think that was Unit 5. Yeah, there's the poetry Symbaloo. So I embedded it, and if you just push the little play, here is my poetry Symbaloo. And so if I go here, you can see it's the same thing. Now, how did I do that? And that's what I'm going to show you now. So in order to create your own Symbaloo, you want to push up the plus sign and give it a name, demo. I'm not going to use this for RSS feeds. You can select, this is new. You can also select tiles through the quick start to be placed. We'll do that later. Let's just do this the way that I know how. So when you get started, you can see that there's just like all of these empty tiles, and that's fine and dandy, but if you make them gigantic like this, it's going to really overwhelm some of your web pages. I always try to start with less. So the first thing I do is I go to options and I change the size. Once you've started adding in the tiles, you can't go back. So in order to add more, you just go out. And in order to do less, you remove, remove, remove. I like a perfect square. So you go down here, and so I want it to be like a 2 by 2. There we go. Now it looks pretty. You can rename the web mix. You can change the wallpaper. Very fun to do. They have lots of really good pre-made ones. Or you can upload your own images. That's just, something you can do. Or you can reset it to the default. We'll keep it a nice, like, light color. There we go. Make my web mix see-through or not. See-through or not. Yeah, I like that. Add a new marker. I don't know what that even means. Fine. We'll add a new marker. So now I'm going to exit out of that. And here's how you're going to add a tile. So to create the tile, you can either go to a website that you know about. So let's use Twitter. And you can copy the URL, go back to Symbaloo, and what you do is you add the address right here, and you paste it in. And when you move away from it, you can see it's going to give you some interesting, I don't know why it says EdTech Karaoke, because that's not what I picked. But I don't want the title to be called EdTech Karaoke. I want it to be called Twitter. And then I want it to show the text. And so the image that is there is this one. I don't want that one. I want this one. So I need to edit that image. I know it looks weird right now, but you can see that now it has that image saved for you. So there's Twitter. But maybe I don't want to have to go through the trouble of finding the URL and doing all of this, yada, yada, yada. So for very common sites like dictionary.com, all I had to do was barely type any of it, and I can click on it and I can drag it over. As I continue to build, you can see that there are lots of different ways for you to add in tiles so you have less work to do. Oh, I made too many. Great. This is actually a really good thing. So what you're going to do, I made too many PetSmart ones. You're going to right click on the tile that you don't want anymore, and you can either edit, copy and move it, or delete it. Today I'm going to delete that. Sometimes you want to go to somebody else's Symbaloo to get some of their ideas and images. So this one looks really cute, this gumball one. So I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to copy and or move it. And then I need to select which Symbaloo I want to add it to. So I'm going to add it to that demo one. And you want to say either I want to move it or I want to copy it. If you move it, it's gone. If you copy it, it's not gone. Now this Symbaloo was locked, so I wouldn't be able to move it. I can only copy it. And you click Move Tile. Couldn't move it. Okay, so let's see. You can move any tile. So this is a terrible example for you guys. Let me try some other one that isn't locked. Let's try Poetry Power and see if it works here. Okay, so we'll try with tongue twisters. Copy and or move. I want to copy. Move it to my demo. Move the tile. Okay, so here's my demo one. Let's see if it worked. And it did. Yay. So I just learned something with you guys. If there's a lock, you can't copy or move it. So how do you look for other people's Symbaloos? Well, you can go to the home, and this is my very first Symbaloo that I made. You can click on tiles and Webmixes, and you can look for something like as generic as animals. And all of these different Symbaloos pop up that might be specific for you. And when you click on it, you can say add this Webmix to your screen. Or maybe all you want to do is look for that one and click on that and then kind of go through the trouble of copying and pasting the URL. So when you want to go back, oh, that's my profile. That's not what I want. When you want to go back, what you're going to see are all of your old web mixes over the years. If you want to make it die a slow death, you get rid of it, or you hide it, or you can even remove it. In order to go to your most recent built ones, you have to use that scroll. Now I'm ready to share this or embed it into Schoology or my website. I'm going to click the share button, and it's going to require you to give it a description. So, demo for new users of Symbaloo. Related tags. Discoverability score, that's just if other people want to look for it, are they going to be able to? And then I'm going to click share my webmix. And now I can either just use the link, send it with an email, I can tweet about it or Facebook share. But my favorite is to use an embed code. I might want to use the widget or have some background color. If I do a background color, it adds it for me. And you can see that it changes the codes for you. So I'm going to unclick the background color, code changes, add a background color, code changes again. So now I'm going to highlight the code, I'm going to copy it, and then I can paste it into whatever type of program I need it to go into for it to be shared. So, fast and furious. I'm sure that you have some questions. I've probably overlooked a couple of other things. Oh, you could look at other people's profiles. So 4th grade. There we go. We could do 4th grade. You can follow them, I guess, like you would for, Facebook and Twitter and stuff, so that you can get their updates. So, again, fast and furious. If I miss something or if you're a little confused, I'd be more than happy to speak with you one-on-one. Okay.